Washington Grown is brought to you by the Potato Farmers of Washington. Learn why Washington is home to the world's most productive potato fields and farmers by visiting potatoes.com. And by the Washington State Department of Agriculture, supporting the viability and vitality of Washington agriculture. And by Northwest Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Goranson and welcome to Washington Grown. Animal agriculture is a hot topic in today's world. It comes up in conversations about climate change and animal rights. So today we're going to separate the facts from the clickbait by talking to the most passionate people about livestock. That's our farmers.
Val's visiting Three Sisters Farm on Whidbey Island.
Sheep massaging.
The good scratches, huh?
And I'm making Hawaiian dishes at Super 6.
We're down a cook tonight, so
okay.
So we got a special cook in town tonight.
And Tomas is seeing how Washington Grown produce feeds the animals at the Woodland Park Zoo.
Who knew on Washington Grown you'd get to feed a rhino? You know what I mean? Come on.
All this and more today on Washington Grown.
It's hard when you're as short as I am.
Yeah, sheep. Come and see Christy, sheep. Yeah, sheep.
It's like I can taste the sunshine.
Cheers.
Bring him in.
Boom.
The calories are adding up.
No calories in this.
You don't get to do this every day.
If you're looking for some amazing Hawaiian-inspired cuisine, Columbia City is the place to be. Super 6 is bringing customers happiness on a plate, all in the form of deliciously authentic Hawaiian food with a twist.
Absolutely delicious.
Definitely brings me back to Hawaii.
Love Super 6 and their Hawaiian-infused cuisine.
I'm born and raised in Hawaii, so I brought that flavor profile in and then really that kind of sense of hospitality.
Chef and owner Kamala Saxton is taking Hawaiian flavors and infusing them with local products and her special touch, creating something that will make you feel like you're on a tropical beach, drink in hand.
You'll see like classic Hawaiian dishes like a Loco Moco or the musubi. The Loco Moco is Washington State beef. The pork belly is Washington pork. We really try to support local businesses and local farms as much as possible. Just taking some really classic dishes and then adding our own touch to it.
And love that it's Asian American owned and their food is really kind of authentic.
The owners are fabulous people.
So like kalua pig, kalua pork is really big in Hawaii, but instead she's put it on fries with the gravy. So she's kind of reinvented it.
I'm native Hawaiian, born and raised on the island of Oahu. I think one of the things that you'll see in Hawaii is kind of a sense of aloha hospitality. Really part of our company culture really embraces that aloha spirit, and you'll see that in how we interact with our guests and really in our food as well.
Don't miss later in the show when Chef Kamala and I make some traditional Hawaiian dishes with a twist.
How did you get them to look so perfect?
Magic.
Magic?
Magic.
No.
Kitchen magic.
Women have always been a vital part of agriculture in Washington. And here on Three Sisters Farms on beautiful Whidbey Island, that's truer than ever. This family-focused operation is bringing farm-fresh beef and other products straight to the consumer.
We have beef, we have hogs, we have lamb, we have chicken for meat, and then we also have a laying flock for eggs.
Jennifer Jones runs the farm for her family. It's a team effort, with her mother taking care of bulk orders and her sister Rochelle managing the market store. Alongside their homegrown products, Rochelle also sources products from around the area.
All of our products are local products, specifically Pacific Northwest and Whidbey Island. As close to home as I can get, I grab.
It's now become a stop in people's vacation to come here. And I think being here on Whidbey in Washington is really just this perfect scenario.
I think we're just blessed and honored to be able to do what we do on Whidbey Island, which is one of the most beautiful places.
Yeah.
Be able to provide local product to our community and then expanding into our store and being able to support other local people.
Truly, just that ripple effect.
Yes.
That just keeps washing up on the shores
Yeah.
of Washington.
Yes. Yes.
Now I'm touring the farm with Jennifer, starting in the sheep pen where they have a very special guest.
So this is Charlie. She was a twin.
Hi, Charlie.
So she can come out for the day now. She's done eating her breakfast. Are you gonna come be social? No. She's very antisocial. That's very funny. Bottle babies usually are very social. Oh, you get all excited,
And how old is she?
Oh, she's about 2 weeks old. So she lives with the sheep.
What a sweetie.
Yes, this is just with the sheep.
What a sweetie. Oh.
And back for another snack.
Okay. Next, we moved on to calling in the sheep. Sheep, 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 sheepies! I turned around and scared them.
Right?
Wowzer.
Giving her the scratches, huh? Is that good scratches?
Sheep massaging.
The good scratches, huh?
Then Jennifer took me to see the pigs.
Piggies, pick, 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 pick.
So I noticed that they all sniffed before they grabbed. Maybe I should slow down and eat like a pig. I could stay here all day. What's next?
It is so entertaining. It is so entertaining to watch pigs. I really do enjoy the pigs.
Then it was just a short drive out to the cattle pasture. Okay, now what do I need to know about meeting cows up close and personal?
Okay, so these guys are big.
Yeah.
They don't always know their size, but they're genuinely curious. They're gonna bellyache at us. It's just, that's what they're gonna do. Because they think they should move, but they're still grown.
It's that choir I always wanted. We get the altos over here, get the tenors, get the basses and sopranos. Hey, are they just like humming and talking to each other, or are they?
They're really, really calling to me and begging because they think that they should move to the next pasture lot. This is them begging. They're a little on the spoiled side.
So this is, when are we gonna get there?
Yes, we're hungry.
How
we need
much
to move.
longer?
Hi, girlfriend. How are you? Because if you look back at our history, women have kind of forged forward at times. Everything from my mom to my grandmother, who impressively did some things that are like inhuman, from cleaning out a chicken house and then that night having a kid. And women have made this happen for years, and women are gonna keep making it happen. There's the saying, hold my beer and watch this. Well, hold my makeup brushes, I'm gonna take you on after it.
Hey, let's go. When I think about tamales, I think about the holidays and my grandma and the rest of the family in the kitchen slaving away all day. Well, now you can just head over here to El Chito Tamales at Columbia City Farmers Market and get something just as special. I gotta tell you how excited I am. It's like Christmas.
All right.
Because that's when we eat tamales, right?
That's correct.
That's correct. Owner Marlo Aguilar wanted to sell tamales at a farmer's market, but had to do a little convincing to get them there.
I wrote an email to them and I said, you know, I sell tamales. I would like to sell it over the farmer's market.
Yeah.
They said, we are completely full right now. We're going to put you on waiting list. One day I just show up to the office and bring some samples. I left. Next day I received an email saying, hey, we got you for this market.
When can you be here? Today we're gonna try out Marlo's asparagus tamales with kale, quinoa, cojita cheese, and of course, Washington grown asparagus. It's really good, man.
I know.
The masa is so flavorful. That quinoa is so unexpected.
Yes.
Like it's a very surprising, but so good. I'm gonna go around and see what people think, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna like them.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah.
Quinoa.
That's on point. It's really good.
Oh, delicious.
There's a big smile on your face, so that must be a good thing.
Sauce is delicious.
It's very complex, actually.
For folks who are really carnivores, it's not too veggie tasty.
It's fresh.
I like the fact that you're in season with the asparagus.
It's a good tamale.
Tasty stuff.
Now you know another place to go.
Now I know another place, and yeah, it's right by here.
So how many greenhouse gases do cattle actually add to the atmosphere? Find out after the break.
Coming up, I'm making some special Hawaiian dishes at Super 6 in Columbia City.
How did you get them to look so perfect?
Magic.
Magic?
Magic.
No.
Kitchen magic.
And we're in the kitchen at Second Harvest trying out some Moroccan sheet pan chicken.
Cattle actually add 0 greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. The methane that they produce is part of the natural carbon cycle and completely different than greenhouse gases.
We're back in Columbia City at Super 6. In a neighborhood that's known for amazing food, this rustic spot has found a special place in the hearts of locals and visitors alike.
Oh, I have been here multiple times.
When I meet up with friends in Columbia City, this is usually the go-to place.
Definitely brings me back to Hawaii.
It just seems amazing to me.
I live in this area, so Super 6 is really the restaurant that I wanted to have in my neighborhood.
Chef and owner Kamala Saxton has created the perfect spot to get Hawaiian-inspired food and great drinks, all in a casually comfortable setting.
When we first opened up, it was used as a auto body shop for, I think, 35 years. So we stuck with the auto body theme, and even the name Super 6. It was a car that was designed by the first American female auto car designer.
The atmosphere is amazing.
It gives it kind of like a backyard family feel.
It's kind of like you're out there picnicking and getting some awesome Hawaiian food.
Love it.
So what are we gonna make?
We're gonna do the Hawaiian classic, the Loco Moco, and then we're gonna do a pork belly musubi. The Loco Moco is Washington State beef. The pork belly is Washington pork. We really try to support local businesses and local farms as much as possible.
Yeah, wonderful.
The Loco Moco, you will find this on every menu in Hawaii. You'll find it at some 7-Elevens, and it's now made its way to the mainland. Always a bed of rice, hamburger patty, eggs, gravy.
Yeah. Why is Loco Moco so popular? Is it because of the simple ingredients?
I think it's the simplicity of it. And let's be honest, you take gravy and rice any day of the week. You add eggs and beef to it, it's a fantastic meal 12 months out of the year.
We start with a bed of rice and add some homemade gravy made from beer, green onions, garlic, soy sauce, and beef broth.
We want to be as liberal as possible with this gravy. Take our Washington State beef patties here.
Okay, awesome. Washington grown beef, we love
Washington grown beef, and then always 2 eggs on top.
Okay.
Sunny side up.
And how did you get them to look so perfect?
Magic.
Magic?
Magic.
No.
Kitchen magic. A great pan, high heat, and oil.
We add a little more gravy to the side, then onto the garnish. We start with some pickled red onions, green onions, then Korean and Japanese red pepper flakes, and a seaweed sesame mix. Now the best part, tasting.
Great job on the plating. We're down a cook tonight, so so we got a special cook in town tonight.
Everything about that just screams
comfort food. This is my
food.
Ultimate comfort food.
Absolutely.
Even when it's 90 degrees, humid as heck in Hawaii, this is comfort food.
It doesn't taste rich, it just tastes good.
It's hard to move afterwards. You will feel the richness after we're done.
Now onto some pork musubi.
Musubi is really, I consider it like a sandwich in Hawaii. It's, instead of 2 pieces of bread, we have our bed of white rice, almost like a big sushi. You can eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's a snack. It sits well at the beach all day. Typically in Hawaii, you'll see it with Spam, so seared Spam, but today we're gonna do pork belly.
Okay.
We start with a strip of seaweed and lay a musubi mold on top. Next, we add a seaweed sesame mixture onto some rice.
And you're gonna take about a handful. It's not a very technical measurement, but I'm gonna grab a piece of the Washington State pork belly here.
That's awesome.
So we marinate our pork belly in a kalbi marinade, which is a traditional Korean marinade.
We lay the pork into the mold and put the rice on top of it. Then we use the lid of the mold to push down the rice. Now we wrap the whole thing in seaweed and seal it with some water.
This is the perfect afternoon snack.
It really is.
Yep.
That pork is amazing. Really tender and tangy. Thank you so much for these fun
absolutely.
Hawaiian dishes.
I'm actually super hungry. I'm gonna eat this.
To get the recipe for Super 6's Loco Moco and pork musubi, visit wagrown.com.
Raising chicks is rising in popularity, but there are some tips and tricks to get you started so that when you bring your chicks home for the first time, you can get them started off on the right foot. The container that you keep your chicks in when you bring them home is referred to as a brooder. Inside of your brooder, you're going to use heat lamps to maintain a perfect temperature for your chicks. Now, to determine that perfect temperature, you're going to watch your chicks' behavior. If they're all huddled under your heat lamp, then your brooder is too cold. If your chicks are out around the perimeter of your brooder, then your brooder is set too hot. Now, if your chicks are running around and they're active and they seem happy and you have a few laying underneath the light, that's perfect and you've hit the target for heat. Now, as far as heat lamps go, you can use a couple different styles. So I go for the can lights. They're a little bit spendier, but they last a long time. And the light that you use is way up in there and it protects your birds. If something were to happen, like this were to fall down, then it'll lay down and your birds can't get anywhere near the actual bulb itself, which is important. Collecting your own eggs from your backyard is one of the most awesome things you could possibly do with backyard livestock. You feel like a real farmer when you bring them in. Go get those chicks, start them off right, and you'll have the most fun in your own backyard.
Coming up on Washington Grown, there's a lot more uses for romaine lettuce than just salads. You gotta feed this guy. We work with a lot of farm animals on this show. Cows, pigs, sheep, goats, horses, but we've never been able to do something like this. So we got up bright and early this morning to see how the Woodland Park Zoo uses Washington-grown produce to feed their animals. To start the day, I'm in the commissary kitchen with Alicia. You're kind of a full-time chef, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah, I try.
Today I get the opportunity to prepare salad for bug and waterfowl exhibits. No dressing for the animals. Why is it important for the animals to have produce so good?
I think a big part of it is our standards through the American Zoo Association, the AZA. It's definitely really important to keep these diets to the correct amounts because they've been carefully considered by the zookeepers when they send us this information, and it's all curated between them and the veterinary team to make sure the animals are like peak optimal health. They're not going to be like gaining any unnecessary weight that they don't need. It's basically, if you wouldn't eat it, the animal shouldn't eat it, you know?
And this is a daily affair, right?
Yes, every single day, 365, no matter what.
It doesn't matter, they have to eat.
Yes, they gotta eat.
Roman Buck helps keep the animals fed here at the Woodland Park Zoo. And the zoo uses a ton of produce from local farms right here in Western Washington. It seems like Washington would be a really good state to have a zoo because we grow so many products here within the state.
Absolutely, like the animals get the best quality produce. A big one that we work with is Sound Sustainable Farms, which is actually local, but then we can also compost those items and recycle that and bring it back into the zoo as Zoodoo.
So if you want good houseplants, get some Zoodoo.
Absolutely, it's the best you can get.
So now we begin our food deliveries, starting with the giraffes. I've seen Jurassic Park, so I know what happens next. And again, your job is just to deliver, but the keepers are the ones that take care of feeding everybody.
Yes, correct.
Gotcha.
Be behind you.
Oh yeah, look, there is. They know. They know it's breakfast.
That's either Olivia or Tufani, I'm not sure. One of the females.
What, you don't know?
I don't. I should though.
Once we finish with the giraffes, it's time to grab some breakfast for the rhinos. This looks like a fresh basket for me. I mean, look at that. The rhinos aren't doing half bad.
No, I know. Eat healthier than I do.
And now for the part I've been waiting for all morning. I get to hand feed one of the rhinos.
This is Glenn.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Now, how big is this animal? How heavy?
He is almost 4,000 pounds, but he's gonna get up to about 6,000 pounds. So
Holy moly.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
So
there you go.
6,000 pound animal, and all they eat is this.
They are herbivores, yes. So they eat produce, romaine, apples, carrots, yams, but they also eat a lot of hay.
You don't get to do this every day.
We're just gonna be very mindful of our fingers because he does not yet have all of his teeth.
Oh yeah.
But you can see little nubs right there. So just be mindful and kind of feed like a French fry. You might get a little slobbery, but
that's all right. No salad dressing needed, see? Just lettuce. So what would a rhino in the wild like this be eating on a daily basis?
So they're constantly kind of, it's called foraging. So they're just, like I said, browsing, using that lip to pull in leaves and shoots. They're just eating a lot of plants.
Eating a lot of plants.
Mm-hmm. And he'll just eat all day if you let him.
Right.
There he goes, trying to get more snacks.
Massive, just massive creature.
Yeah.
I don't have any more lettuce, pal, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who knew on Washington Grown you'd get to feed a rhino? I mean, come on.
The Spokane Interstate Fair is known for its food and entertainment, but for many, the biggest draw is the Market Livestock Show. Exhibitors travel from all over the state to put their best animals on display. You'll find top-notch steers, hogs, lambs, and something else you might not expect, rabbits.
Learning how many different types and species depends on how deep you want to dive down, no pun intended, but the rabbit hole. Like, you just kind of go down and it's there's a lot you can know.
Taya Hardenbrook has been the superintendent of the rabbit barn for more than 14 years. She likes it because it's an easy project for almost anyone.
This can be done in your backyard. You can have a setup with a hutch and can participate in a market animal outside of your larger animals where you have to have land.
Right.
So it gives the opportunity for a lot of kids in a rural area or a city area to participate as well, because not everybody has the space for a steer, for a hog, for a goat, but this is really easy.
Taya says showing livestock like rabbits is a growth opportunity for kids of all abilities.
My oldest is autistic, and this gave him a platform to talk to people. And if you ask him a question, he can answer it. It gives kids a lot of pride and responsibility, just like any other project. It's just on a smaller scale.
Taya loves working at the fair because she can educate the public, helping them understand that like other livestock, these aren't just pets.
Rabbit meat is all white meat, low in fat, low in cholesterol. That's very similar to chicken, but it's actually healthier. We're giving those educations, and it's fun just to watch their amazement, to see the different breeds, to talk to the kids. The kids are proud of their project. They love what they do. That's why they're here.
Thanks to Washington's vast 4-H extension network, getting started might only be a phone call away.
When I direct people with these kind of situations or rabbits, they want to start with it, I always turn them to their county 4-H department because they have the information to give. Getting them plugged in with the right people is crucial to giving them success.
Welcome to In the Kitchen. We are at Second Harvest, ready to taste some great recipes from allrecipes.com. I have Tomas with me today.
Hello, everyone.
And I have Chef Laurent.
How are you today?
Great.
It's good to see you. It's so good to see you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And we are at Second Harvest. This is the Food Distribution Center, and this is their teaching kitchen where they offer classes to folks so that when they do come and pick up, a box of food, maybe they don't know exactly how to cook some of that food, so they offer classes here. And Laurent, you have helped
I
in the
did
past.
for several years, 3-4 years. I was cooking in that same kitchen and trying to give advice to people who didn't know what to do with their fresh food, and it was a great experience for me to give back to the community.
Yeah, the episode that you saw, the livestock episode, was fun, and I think we can say that Tomas probably had the most fun out of everybody.
Well, the most unique for sure. I mean, because when we hear the term livestock, we're thinking of cows, goats, those sorts of pigs. But to actually be there in front of a big rhinoceros was not something that you normally would think you'd be doing. It was a very unique experience.
And I love that you got to give him a snack.
Yeah, such a beautiful animal, and it's amazing to see the size of that thing sustaining itself with something as simple as like romaine lettuce and other veggies like that.
So Moroccan sheet pan chicken. Lots of different ways that you can do a sheet pan meal. So this one is Moroccan inspired. This is by France C, and this is on allrecipes.com. Sweet and savory flavors, palate-pleasing textures. This is perfect for quick weeknight dinners or laid-back dinner parties. So this is Moroccan sheet pan chicken. Let's find out how you make it. about eye-popping.
With the pomegranate seeds on
Yeah.
there and the artichoke hearts. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Just beautiful.
Delicious. I like the fact also that you sprinkle it with fresh cilantro, and it's a staple in northern African food.
Yeah, there's a unique spice there that I'm not usually familiar with and I usually get. So it's neat to see something new like this to help break me out of my, cooking zone, my cooking comfort zone. So this is really, really cool.
So Willow says, my picky child and foodie husband both love this dish. We make it several times a month, served with couscous or flatbread for a full meal. Ooh. You can also find all of these recipes, including this one, the Moroccan sheet pan chicken, on wagrown.com. And then also we want to make sure that you check out Second Harvest. We're very grateful that they allow us to be here and grateful for the work that they do with
Right.
Washington grown products.
That's right.
Exactly, yep.
So this is delicious and it is gorgeous. So if you want to give it a try, go to wagrown.com.
Indeed.
It's no wonder livestock are vital to our state's economy and the protection and restoration of our planet. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. We'll see you next time.